Hello, everyone. We're live. If you're watching the replay, I'm going to start with some happy mail and some chatting with the people in watching the live stream. So if you want to see the project, just zoom forward. I usually try to get timestamps put in fairly soon. So welcome to replayers and welcome to those in the live chat as you come in. Hi, Zen Jen. Is my sound okay? I've got my headphone on. I think hopefully it's working well. You want to add some? Oh, my volume's on. Let me just turn that down. Okay. Hi, Dar. Hi, Beth. Sounds good. Awesome. Excellent. So I'm going to start with some happy mail. 3 things I just got out of the mailbox this morning. And then this is a Dede envelope that I won. At Christmas, she did a bunch of Christmas animals, and I won the penguin with the bow around its neck. So it came a bit torn, but really the envelope was the happy mail. So isn't that cute? Oh, I just showed my address. Uh-oh. Just ignore that. We'll try to blur it out later. I put my address off on all these and I forgot about the the email. Hi, Pamela. I just doxed myself. Hi, Christina. Hi, Anina. I think I said hi to Beth already. So I got a few more from Dede. So let's open these live. Hi, Margie. All right. Here is a giveaway from Dede. I don't know. It looks like it was sent January 2nd. I think she was holding it. So this looks like, oh, this was for her Christmas clusters. Christmas cluster buster. I won a cluster. There we go. Isn't that cute? And it made it intact. Dede uses these really solid envelopes. Isn't that cute? Santa's mail. So that's going to go in my Christmas ephemera box. I'm trying to get used to where my camera is. My camera's kind of over a bit further that way. Let's try that again. All right, here's that cluster. I'm just going to see if you guys can see that okay. Thank you, Dede. And this cute little bag. So that's going to go in my Christmas ephemera. And Dede I also got this, and I don't know what this is because we had a lot of our mail with the strike. So we had a lot of our mail waited. Oh, look at that. Thank you. It must have been thank you for a super chat. Let me take it out of the sleeve so you can see it. So I have a whole binder of Dede art prints and stuff, stickers and things that I've won. Where is it? There we go. Hi, Steph. Hi, Aunt Beck. So this is the print. That's really cute. It's matte on matte paper. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me get used to where I'm holding this. So that's a Dede Willingham collage, a print of her collage. Thank you, Dede. I'm going to put those, I'll post those on Instagram before I put them away. And then I also was in a swap for PMR Studios Facebook group called Makers of Mixed Media, Art and Artists. And this month, I don't do the swap every month, but this month was January, was a hand. So I thought, oh, that would be fun. So my partner was Joy in Australia. So I haven't pulled this out yet. I hope she doesn't mind that I'm showing this on camera because I don't know if she watches my channel, but Ooh, this is some nice eco dye paper. It's very soft. Little note. Yes, and it's eco printing she did. So that's her eco print. And then this is tag. Oh, I think this fell off. So that's a Valentine's Day love. That's cute. And then this is the hand that she did. Hand waste paper. If found, please burn. So it looks like it's on a cardboard. So she traced her hand and she collaged all sorts of different papers on there. That's cool. Thank you, Joy. Oh, hi, Mariah. Mariah's saying this month's swap is paper clips. There's still time to sign up if you want to join in. I'll show you. I took a picture of the hand I sent her because, like I said, I don't think she watches this, so I don't think she would. This won't be a spoil alert for her. So this is the one side of the hand. So that's the hand I made for her. I used one of my stencils for the background and then a stamp I'm going to show today. And then the other side of the hand was this. So I used a 5x7 playing card for the hand. So I used the Joker card. So then I just collaged on a couple little extra sort of circusy ephemera. So that's the hand I sent her. So I did mine on this these large playing cards. But the one thing is you really have to they're glossy, right? So you have to sand them down. So I used like a sanding block and some sandpaper to sand it down to give it some tooth. And then I jelly printed on this side here. So I sanded this side as well. This is the side I jelly printed on. So I jelly printed on the whole card and then I traced my hand and then cut it out. And then I jelly printed and then I stamped on the hand. And then I collaged on the back side. And then I did spray it with this workable fixative because even though I sanded it, it felt like it might rub off. So I did spray the whole thing, both sides, a couple coats of this Krylon workable fixative. So that's that. Thank you, Joy, for this hand. Give a hand. Yay. Speaking of Valentine's Day, I think next week I'm going to do the Galentine's snark snark cards for to give away. So next week, that's what I'm planning to do if I can be here. So a lot of you know that I missed last week because my mom was not well. So she's still in the hospital, but she's stabilized and she's not recovered a lot of her strength. So she's probably, we're looking at long-term care for her. So my sister's with her today, and then I'm going to go tomorrow. So we're just, we've been there, both of us, quite a bit. So we're just taking a few little turns to give each other a break. And then I thought, I love seeing stamps. So this is the Australian stamps from Joy's letter. So those are cool. So I'm definitely going to keep that. Hey, Dede, I showed your happy mail. Thank you very much for the cute penguin. Oh, I almost doxed myself again. That's Dede's P.O. box, so that's not a big deal, but there's my Dede sent me. I got this envelope. And then I got your cluster that you sent for Christmas, Dede. And thank you very much also for this wonderful print. It's going to go in my Dede, that's going to go in my Dede artwork journal or binder, and that's going to go with my Christmas stuff. Excuse me. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Babs. Hi, Sharon Texture Junkies. Hi, Lady J. Hi, Diane Bell. I missed a bunch of people coming in. I think my chat wasn't moving. Hi, Janet Boss Lady. Wow, I missed a lot. Okay. Thanks, Dar. yeah, so she's doing better. I mean, not great, but it was pretty touch and go there for a while. So I was pretty exhausted. So yeah, so that's why I didn't stream last week. But we're here this week. Hopefully I remember how to do this stuff. So I was going to do this last week. I got my order from PM Artist Studio, some stencils and some stamps. This is the card that I got, and it has this cute stamp from that I actually had ordered. So this is Sophia's stamp. It's called the Floral Filigree Set 2. So she has a Set 1 and Set 2. So I bought Set 2. I think it's very, very pretty. I love it. I think it's really cool, kind of alien-y. I love it. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you. Hi, Margelle. That's Shelley Studio. And then I got this stamp too. It's by by Fran. It's called Branching Out. And I thought it looked kind of alien-y as well. So I thought that would be cool with these stamps. And then this is my stamp design for the Year of the Snake. Now, this is the actual size. If you buy the stamp, this is the actual size that it will be, which is, but Mariah also sent me a larger one. So this is about 2.5 inches by just over 1.5. So that's the one that if you purchase it, that's the size you get, which was perfect for the, the hand art I did. I had put the stamp right in the middle like that. So it was kind of cool. And it's basically based off of my dragon eye stencil. But instead of having a round pupil or a oval pupil, I made it like a snake shape for the Year of the Snake. This bigger one, that's not available. That's just a sample they had when they were trying it out, and Mariah sent it to me. So I might use that today. I'm not sure what we're doing exactly today. I have a couple ideas, but I don't know where it's going to end up. Hi, Marguerite. And if you do get stencils from PMR Studio, make sure you ask for inner bits. Say inner and outer bits, and then they send you, it might not be the bits from your stencil that you've ordered, but they'll send you some bits, which are fun. They're Yupo pieces. You could use alcohol inks on them. You could use them on the gel plate, etc. All right. And then they always send you a couple little prints that Patricia has made. And actually, I can tell that she used one of my stencils for these prints, which we're going to show today. Hi, Rhonda. All right, so this is the first stencil that I'm going to show. This is by Moi, and it's called Abstract Venice. And it's available in 3 sizes, 5x7, 8x10, and 9x12. This is the 8x10 size. So, Venetian Abstract. Venetian Abstract. So that, and then the next one, I think this one came out in December or January. I don't know. I just got them recently, so they're not new, but they're new to me. This is the Fragmented Glass. Again, this is available in different sizes. This is the 8x10 size. So the opening is about it's a bit smaller than 8x10, so it fits on your 8x10 gel plate. I think 9x12, if you want the whole plate covered, 9x12 is good, but I just tend to order the 8x10s. And then this was 5x7 of the Fragmented Glass. And then I also got this one here. It's Geoptic by Miriam Wolf. And this is that's Art Curious MNW. So that one's kind of a cool geometric stencil. And this one here, Deep Dive Fish by Paula Keen. I'm going to probably save this for late February or March, maybe for like some Pisces themed art. And then the larger one is, this is the 9 by 12, and you get slightly different sized fish, right? So this is the 5 by 7 stencil, but the fish are actually larger than the 9 by 12. Yes, they're always new to someone. So that's the fish. So I don't know that we'll use those today. I think I'll save those for another day. And then last but not least, I thought this was a really cool one I want to try, called Orbital Bliss, 9 by 12. And it's cut to, all these stencils are cut from 74-pound Yupo paper, available from PM Artist Studio, www.pmrstudio.com. And this one I think was designed by Brad, I think. The polka dot fish are a fun design. Yeah. And then these polka dots are cool. These would be cool, maybe swimming inside these, like layering or collaging on top, layering these polka dot fish on top of these polka dot bubbles. That would be fun to try. So that is my haul. And what I am thinking is I'm thinking of, I think my fragmented glass one came out in December, actually, this one here. So when I looked at that, I thought this would be cool because fragmented glass, I thought it might be cool to use the gold leaf, but maybe the silver one. So this is an example of using gold leaf on the gel plate. This I did for the July postcard play. I did do a whole stream, I think back in about a year ago. I'm not sure what month, in 2024. So, so this was actually a image transfer using gold paint, but these other parts, this is gold leaf or copper leaf. And then this is this shimmer, the cosmic shimmer gilding flakes on the numbers here. So there's a video of this in my July postcard play. And it's not real gold leaf. I just get the cheapy stuff from the dollar store or from whatchamacallit, HomeSense. So I've got imitation gold leaf. I'm sure it's imitation silver, and I've got imitation copper. And there's sheets in between. So that's the copper there. And the nice thing about using these on the gel plate is that you don't have to use glue to attach the leafing. It just sticks on the plate, and then the paint picks it up and it sticks on the paint. So it kind of keeps it together. The bad part is that it will still kind of end up on your brayer. So it's a little messy. It's a little messy. I'm going to plug in my iPad so I don't lose. All right. Thanks, Dede. I don't have my stencil that was released for February. I'll probably wait a couple months and then order a few at a time, just with the shipping to Canada and stuff. So you can check out my tab on PMR Studio to see what stencils I have, but I'm happy to show what other people make as well. So I'm not sure if how we're going to use all these things, but let's leave those up there. I want to start with this one, I think, on the gel plate using the golden. Oh yeah, so here's the ones we did on stream in May 2024. So that's the cosmic shimmer on the gel plate. And then this was the copper leaf. So if you want to see how these were done, there's a stream. It was a live stream in May 2024. Okay, so let's grab out our gel plate. Hi, Joanne. Okay. So with the copper leaf, it sticks to the gel plate pretty well. Like this plate looks like it could use a conditioning. It's not super sticky. So we're going to just try. And it blows around. Hi, Anne. Um, Hi, Linda Gibbs. Good to see you. So the uppercase box. So someone had told me I wasn't at the stream yesterday because I was at the hospital. But someone messaged me and said, check out PM Artist Studio stream from yesterday because they showed a subscription from Uppercase. So it's a very cool magazine. It's actually it's printed in Canada, and it's actually where my brother lives. So it's from Calgary. So it's very cool. I've only bought back orders, but it has lots of inspiration. I wouldn't cut these up. I'd like them for inspiration. So I'm just doing a quick little flippy through. It has like fiber arts. It has lots of different ideas. And Patricia and Mariah showed some yesterday. So really cool, inspiring, just different styles, right? So something for everyone. So lots of inspiration. So these ones were back orders that were on special. I'm just going to throw that back in my little bookshelf. Hi, Carla. You're watching on the TV. Yes, and Anne, I think PMR Studio said that they ordered it because they saw you show it. So I think I ordered it because Colleen and Kathy had it. All right, so here's the silver. And it's not as, oh, this one's on, oh, it's on the plastic. Okay, I'm gonna just rip this whole piece out. And if you use a brush. So I'm not gonna fill these in completely. I'm gonna just see. Let's see what happens if you just rub it. It should stay down. The problem with the stencil, I think I had this last time, is that if the stencil's fresh, it kind of comes off pretty well. But then if you breathe, it moves around. So it's best to kind of take a chunk off and just stick it on. I first saw this leafing material being used on gel plates by Patty Tolly Parrish. So that's who I saw use it first. And it is messy. I think maybe I'll just do, I should have done a 5x7. I think an 8x10 is pretty ambitious. Mariah said that they got the sample box from Uppercase. You can do that to kind of like kind of wanted it to be to fill in the gaps. Now I remember in May, it's all coming back to me. What a mess it made. Elizabeth St. Hilaire did a fun stream using the gold leaf, and her Joggles friend, I think it was Sue. What she did is she just put a whole bunch directly on the plate, and then she bent her plate around, and it caused these really cool cracks. So I'm just trying to get it to stick and then just kind of brush off the excess. So the nice thing about using it on the gel plate is you don't have to use glue. but it's still messy. Yeah, these gilded flakes, they work good. Yes, Rhonda, that's how I did. Oh, trying to grab it. That's how I did this one. This is the Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes. And you can see the different colors that are in there. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to do just silver on this one. So I have not worked on my scavenger hunt book since I last streamed 2 weeks ago. So I don't really have any updates to show you. I didn't finish that page that we were all collaborating on together. Life just got pretty hectic. If you're coming in late, I was explaining that I didn't stream last week because my mom was in the hospital. So she's doing a bit better now, but she's going to require more care than she was very independent before. And I don't think she's going to regain that independence. She didn't have a stroke or anything. She just had a really bad headache, and then she just declined a lot. And she's got some other health issues, so it's probably related to that. And we weren't, you get a certain age and it's not a huge surprise, but it's still, stressful and hard to deal with it. Barbara said that she just realized that she has several containers of those gilding flakes. Cool. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I mean, it's life, right? We all have stuff that we're going through, and it's nice to come here and forget about worries and troubles. Hi, Sophia. I showed your stamps today. I'm hoping we're going to use those a little bit later. They're very alien-y. I love them. So I haven't used them yet, as you can tell by how pristine they are. So like I said, I don't think I'm not going to do the whole 8x10. I don't have the patience for that today, but just trying to get as much on here as I can. So the gel plate just helps stick this down. Otherwise, to use the gold leafing, you have to use like a glue. And it's the one that I've used is very smelly. Thanks, Joanne. Okay. I mean, and there will be some flakes left over on the jelly plate. And when I saw Patty Tully Parrish doing this years ago, she'd have gilding flakes showing up on her gel prints a few streams later even, and it does end up all over your brayer. So if you want to keep your brayer clean, don't do this, or just be prepared that you're gonna want to clean it right away, because it will make it bumpy, right? If the flakes stick on your brayer. So it's kind of nice if you're at the point where you're like, oh, I need to wash my brayer soon anyhow. But so the way I wash my brayer, someone was asking on an older video, is you can soak it in warm water and some Murphy's oil soap, or even some Dawn dish soap, and soak it overnight. And that kind of makes the paint swell a bit, and then you can kind of peel it off to clean it. Someone was asking, what I was wiping my brayer with, and I just use a baby wipe if I want it to dry quickly, but you don't have to clean in between every roll, right? You just brayer it off, and then you let the paint dry, but eventually you get layers and layers and layers of paint. So like this one, you can see it's getting a bit thicker. This one here, you can see how thick that is. So I'm definitely going to need to clean this brayer soon. So I'll use this brayer today. We'll get the chunkies on there. Fun fact, if you leave your brayer in water for a week or so, surprisingly, the paint doesn't come off on its own. No, you still have to pull it off. One time I had my brayer, like this one comes out, and I had it sitting in a Tupperware on the kitchen counter with some Murphy's oil soap and stuff. And my husband's like, "What's that? Is that a pickle?" He thought it was a pickle, which grossed him out because he doesn't like pickles. I said, "No, it's not a pickle. It's a brayer." So I don't know if the final effect you guys will be like, "Yeah, that's worth all that time she spent, pushing gold leaf on there," but I thought it'd be fun to show you because I wasn't sure what to do today. And when I got, this the fragmented glass stencil, I thought that would be cool to do with the gold leaf. 'Cause I haven't done the gold leaf in a while. Okay. Hope I'm not missing a lot in chat. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. Okay, so I'll link the video that I did, the cat, this one. I'll link this video. On that video, I'm pretty sure I linked the video by Elizabeth St. Hilaire, where they did that cracking thing. So I'm going to try to do that cracking thing. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hold this over my garbage, and I'm going to like try to kind of like brush off the extra flakes and bits. So don't sneeze. Don't sneeze when you're using this stuff. So I'm just over top of my garbage, and I'm just using that brush to kind of get rid of some of that excess, especially the parts that are on top of the stencil, because I'm going to take the stencil off and then we're going to pick it up with some paint. And where the gold leaf is doubled, it's not going to stick as well to the paint. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, I got a bit there. So I'm going to take this off. Or do I want to? I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to roll paint on top of that. And then I'm going to take off the stencil so that we have a definite background for all that silver leaf. I keep calling it gold leaf, but this is silver. Okay, so let's roll some black on, and then we'll pick up the stencil, and then we'll let it dry, and then we'll pick up the rest of it with another color. I think black would make a good like contrast. So I'm going to put this over here. But then I can't really do that cracking thing. Maybe we'll do the cracking thing over here. Yeah, so let's do that. Hi, Kathy. Hello in the balcony, Kathy. Hi, Lindy. Don't know if you were here before. Hope I haven't missed anybody. If I have, please feel free to say hello again in uppercase so that I have a better chance of seeing it. So we're going to use this one. So you can see some of the chunks where it's double coming off a bit, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to lift that up. And I don't typically clean my stencils all that well, but in this case, I'm going to use a baby wipe because I've got the paint on there very thick. And the reason it's on there thick is I didn't want to over roll it and start lifting all the catching the silver leaf and bringing it up. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a wipe. Okay, so I just gave it a wipe. I'm going to just rinse it in the sink real quick while I've got it. Just a quick little rinse. Sink. You can hear me very well. The microphone's picking me up too much. So just going to get in the bathroom to dry. And the next thing, we'll use a different stencil for the next pull, but could you guys hear me while I was gone? Just chatting away. Chat, chat, chat. All right, so over here, I'm gonna put just, let's put the gold leaf, the imitation gold leaf. See, this is inexpensive. It's $6 Canadian for 25 sheets. Hello, Kathy Berg. Who else did I miss? Hi, Shannon Art Junkie. I didn't say hello earlier. This one, I'm gonna just take the whole thing and I'm just gonna plop it. Try to. Well, that's not gonna be. Let's use the sheet. I'm just gonna plop the whole thing down like that. So this is what Elizabeth St. Hilaire's friend Sue had done. She just put a whole layer on. Kind of like that. I didn't watch it again, so I'm hoping I'm remembering. Okay, and then I'm gonna roll that around a bit off the acrylic block and it should crack it. So we'll have like fractured looks here from the stencil. And then my hope is that on this side we'll have, it'll look fractured from the gel plate rolling around. Well, that's really stuck on there. So I'm just gonna pull this off the base here. This is a clear acrylic block. So I didn't go to tap dancing last week either. And then on Thursday we had a dress rehearsal and I missed that as well. So I'm going to be a little bit behind. I'm not going to go all the way because I don't want it all to fall onto the other part. That was really on there quite snugly. Okay. So just by manipulating the gel plate, it's causing some cracks. Let's take a bit more off. Yeah, it wasn't a competition. Like the week before we were just doing our numbers for other students in the school. So it wasn't like it wasn't a competition. We were just it's like little performing for the other classes. And we did well. I mean, we definitely need more work, but our first competition isn't until April, so can you see how that's very crazed and cracked? That might make a good background once I pick it up for maybe like one of these stamps, so that's cool. So we just got to wait for this to dry, but I put it on so thick. I'm tempted to just pick up a little bit of that paint. The gold flakes don't always stay where you put them. Yeah, especially if they're doubled. There's a big bubble under here now. But once you seal them in with the paint, they should stay there again, unless they're doubled up, right? So see, that kind of pulled off a little bit of the chunkiness. So we're going to have to let that dry. This I could pull up right away with another color. Perhaps we should do that. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, so maybe I'll just roll up this side. What color do you guys want to be showing through the cracks of this one? Do you guys want like a red? I think red might look cool, or purple. Dee saying dark red. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like a dark red, and then I can stamp this on with the black over top. All right, let's do that. Let's listen to Dede. If in doubt, listen to Dede, right? Do I have a dark red? That's a good question. I have. I do have, this is more of an off red. I can combine them perhaps. I've got this alizarin crimson, hue permanent. It's almost more of a burgundy, and then I've got this cadmium medium red. So I think I will, let me put this away first. I think I'll combine them. I'm just going to keep it over here. And you'll see, like Sherry said, it doesn't all stay where you put it. Some is definitely going to come up on the brayer, I think. So just to give it a bit more redness. Okay, so you can see this is already getting chunky from us using it. So that's why I said you want to use a brayer that you're going to be willing to clean thoroughly after. I'm just going to kind of do that. And I'm just going to go in one direction so that I'm trying to seal in. And then see, because I came back, some of it lifted up. Okay. All right, let's get some paper down. And then while this is still, I'm getting gel plate farts because there's a bubble right under there where I lifted it up. So I'm using my baby wipe. I'm going to try to clean this off as much as I can. So I'm wiping, then I'm rotating my baby wipe. See how I kind of rotated it around to get as much of that off as possible. Now we have a Galaxy brayer. I mentioned to my husband this morning that someone said they'd like to see him stream with me again. And he said, is it a brayer or a briar? I can't remember. I said, it's a brayer. Now there's a big old wrinkle right there. So I don't know if that's going to pick up. So let's put a big heavy book on the side. I'm going to move this over while this is drying, and I'm going to put a book over on the side that had the paper on. This is a small book first. Small book, then big book. See, you miss a week and then you just kind of get out of practice. All right. So I think that's enough gold leafing business, but you can use the gilding flakes. Where's my silver? This was the silver one. Ah! Did I say hi to you, Lysingus? I don't remember. Okay, let's move this out of the way. All right, let's do something with my Venice one. Get another 8x10 plate out. Hello, green. Okay. So I think with this one, we could do a medium haul. Should we stay with the gold theme? When you first use the stencil, the Yupo stencil, if I put paint down and then I put this down and then I do stuff and then I pull this up, a lot of that paint that was here is going to stick on here. It's almost like you have to prime your stencil not to like pick up too much paint. Hello, color you a pink monkey. That's an interesting name. So perhaps we shall just do like a warm up. Should we keep with the gold theme or copper? Oh, that was loud. Sorry. So this is the copper. And I don't really have any purpose for these prints we're doing today. We're just having a play session. So I'm going to put a pretty thick coat down here in hopes that some of the copper will stay down there. Okay. And this is just some tracing paper I had beside me. Hi, Hermie. Thanks for coming, everybody. I missed seeing you guys all last week when I wasn't able to stream, so it's really nice to see you guys all here now. So we got that. It's cool. Maybe we'll do like a mini long haul. Let's do black next. I just had black. So I'm using a bit of black, and then I'm using this slightly dirty brayer. Now, a long haul is when you use several layers of paint without picking up the stencil. You do pick up the paint, so I'm going to offset that a little bit, I think. Try to, I don't know how offset it will be. Yeah, pretty offset. And then picking that up. It's cool. Let's do What about like a Naples yellow? Would be kind of cool. I think Patricia from P. Studios, when she does her long haul, she uses more of the can't think of my words, the liquid. What's it called? This stuff. What is that? Fluid acrylic. Now this is wet, so I'm gonna just take a break from that one because I don't want to mix the black with the Naples yellow too much. This will just, it's still mixing a bit because I didn't, I let the black on there stay dry. Use some more tracing paper. Hi, Gray. Let's see. Someone said they see a mask, mushrooms, and eyes. Cool. That's a fun thing about stencils and shapes is we all see something different, also depending on what the color is. Now, the thing when you do a long haul is you do it quick enough so that some of the paint will pull up from the stencil. So you get kind of like a distressed look. And you know what? We had that quinacridone nickel azure gold out, and that's it's a lovely color. So let's use that. And I find using the wet strength tissue that doesn't rip, the carnival tissue, is good for this, but this tracing paper is working well. The thing with, you try to do the long haul with copy paper is it kind of sticks and then you get like the paper coming apart. So that's cool. So when Patricia does a long haul or Mariah does a long haul or Eddie especially, they'll do like 20 layers. I'm just going to do a few. I'm going to do what I call a mid haul. So there's our, you can see the different colors of paint we use that didn't get picked up. Now my plate is yellow, so it's going to have a yellow background. Now I'm going to do a rub off of this because there's lots of paint on there. And then we'll decide what color to pick that up with. So let's do this first and see if some of the paint that was underneath the stencil, if it was still wet enough to transfer to this other piece. And it was cool. Let's put that back on and use a baby wipe and see if we can get some of this color that's on the surface. So the black and the Naples yellow, it's kind of coming off like almost like a bronze color, like a bronzy green color. So I'm just wiping the stencil off on top of that. And I'm glad I took it off because if I just left it down and then started doing this, I think the bottom, like the paint, the bronze paint that was down, the copper paint would have stuck the stencil down to the paper, but I think I took it off for long enough. So that's different. I think a glaze over top of that would look cool. Maybe like a turquoise glaze. I don't know what you guys think. So you don't always have to clean your stencil fully, right? But this was pretty thick, so I'm gonna just kind of give it a bit of a wipey woo. A wipey woo. Eddie Makes Art has an awesome video about cleaning stencils. Because if they get so packed with paint that all the little openings get obliterated, you definitely want to like give them a good soak and clean them. Hi, Janice. Bye, Zen Jen. rest up. Let's see if that'll come off. I think that's, and you have to be careful when you wipe your stencil. Like this one has lots of connectors and lots of different directions, but if it's kind of more delicate, you can't rub too aggressively. You have to be careful what direction you're rubbing. But this design, it does have a lot of connectors, so it's pretty sturdy. Let's see. Okay, so that's pretty good. Definitely want to put a glaze on that one. This one, we want to let it dry fully before we pick it up with a color. And I'm trying to still decide what color to use to pick that up. So when you're picking it up, you have to keep in mind what colors are in there. Now, often when Patricia and Eddie and them do long haul, is they start with the stencil on there. I often like to start with paint under the stencil because then that gives me more opportunity for different colors. So I'll have a bit of the copper that was under the stencil, and then the openings will still be a different color. So that's what I like to do, which is how I did this one here. One of my favorite prints is I put white under the stencil before I did the long haul. So the white was underneath the stencil, and then I lifted up a lot. And then, so you have different colors around the edges from the long haul technique. And then I colorized it using pan pastel. So that's why there's some different, like the blues and the greens and the red and the orange, that's pan pastel. And then I picked it up with this yellowy color. So it has like a yellow undertone all the way around. So that's one of my first stencils I designed, and that's one of my favorite prints I've ever done. Okay, let's see how this other print is doing over here. I hope I'm not missing any questions. This one's still kind of wet. Let's see. It's working. So let's put that over there. So there's our red and gold print. See, and then that's pretty much stuck on there, right? Like that gold leaf, it's stuck on there without glue. The paint is acting as a glue. And is this black dry? Okay, the black's dry, so let's pick that up with something, and then we'll use Sophia's stamp on here. I think it'll be cool on there. Okay, let's pick that up with, I'm thinking purple, maybe purple and blue. Thanks, Janice. What about if we use this blue violet and then like a darker blue and kind of do it low? Like this Artist Loft Brilliant Blue. Let's try that. Hi, Jackie. So I'm just gonna kind of, this paint looks like it's getting chunky. And this is the Liquitex Fluid. This was the Artist Loft Regular or whatever. And use my little brayer to just kind of make it sort of like an uneven color. And then use this one to kind of thin the paint down a little bit. Like that big splooge there. There we go. Okay, let's get a piece of paper. This paper, as well as the one I used on the other one, is that 32-pound Hammermill premium copy. Sherry said it looks very Egyptian. Cool. I assume you mean this one. This one that we're the long haul that we're working on. Yeah, it does look Egyptian, even though the inspiration for that stencil that I designed was actually the bridges, like bridges in Venice. So that's why I call it the Venice Abstract, or Venetian Abstract. Now, I think I'm using too much paint today because my paper's getting very wrinkly. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put a book on that as well to weigh it down while it's drying. Might as well. Okay. Now let's talk about this print here. So just to remind ourselves, we used copper. We used this Naples yellow. We used the black, the copper, the Naples yellow, and we used the quinacridone nickel azo gold, which I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Can't go wrong with that color. So I feel like copper, like a aqua would be a good kind of like almost like a verdigris kind of color. Like the aqua green. I think that might look cool. Bye, Sharon. Good to see you. Let's use this. So it's pretty much dry. Now, I think today I've been heavy-handed with my paint, so I'm going to try not to put too much paint on there. And let's move that. And I want a brayer that is dry. This one's pretty dry. And I could have done an ombre. That might have been cool as well. But I didn't. Whoops. Let's just brayer some of that off. And even it out. So get the paint off, you have to roll it off on the paper. To even it out, you can just go back and forth. I'm trying to be better at explaining what I'm doing. Now, on the screen, on my screen, the paint looks baby blue, but in real life, it's more of an aqua green. Okay, so let's let that sit. Does it look teal to you? Okay. Get those corners. That's where it tends to dry and not pick up. So we'll see how that looks. And let's put that there. Let's stamp this. Let's stamp this one. I'm going to get a piece of foam underneath here. And do we want to do a couple? Do we want to use this? That might look cool if we do it this way. If we stamp this at the top and then make this like the stem. But I feel like I want to put it like that. And then I can always cut it down. Let's do that. Let's just use this one. And I'm thinking black. And I'm thinking black paint. So I'm going to use this 5x7 to load up my stamp. So this is a foam stamp designed by Safia, and it's available at Pima Art Studio. So I just need a sip of water. And where is, here, let's use this one. This is just Mars Black Liquitex Basics. Thanks, Star. Yeah, foam stamps are very versatile, aren't they? You can use ink on them. You can use like Inktense pencil or blocks. You can use acrylic. If you use acrylic paint or permanent inks, then you need to wash them right away. So I'm just kind of smushing it in here. And we'll get a twofer. We'll get whatever we put down here, as well as, let's do that, as well as whatever's left over on the plate. Okay. All right, let's try that. Hopefully I got enough paint on there. And then I'm stand up and give it a good push. Trying not to squish it like sideways. I'm just trying to push straight down. So it's a little light. I wish I would have had more paint on there. Can I try to add a bit? Sure, let's go for that. Let's try to add a bit more. See if I can, I feel like I can line it up, because that stem is very specific. And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. That's okay. So like I said earlier, I haven't had a chance to work on my scavenger hunt since 2 weeks ago. Okay, that's not bad. It's like a little double dippy, as Rhonda said, but not bad. Like, it's not perfect, but it's okay. I still think it looks cool. And then you got to wipe your stamp right away with a wet cloth, or throw it in the sink or a container with some water. Let me just cut that. Yeah, I like the black and the gold. And then what you could do is you can sort of coffee stain the areas that you missed, or use ink, or so. I think that's pretty. Kathy says it has an Asian feel to it. Lisa says, I don't mind double dip when it's ice cream. Double dip for stamps is a disaster. So let's do another one. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves. I'm just going to go straight on this paper. First, I'm going to wipe this. I'm going to wrap it in the baby wipe to keep it wet. And I'm going to pick this up. This here, we're going to pick it up with maybe, let's use this teal. It's still a bit wet, so it's going to be a little bit smudgy. Maybe a little bit of that. So today we're just gel printing with no purpose, just Oh, that's way too much paint. Oh my goodness. That is an exorbitant amount of paint. Let's get a piece of paper. Okay, let's let that sit. Let's see if any of these other ones are ready to pull. That one's not quite ready, but I'm just gonna bring it over here. And then the one that I have all the books on. That one should be ready. And then we'll stamp some more of those, stamp the stamps to see how they look. Now I do have I've been collecting Asian theme things for an Asian journal, and I still haven't started it. So one of these days I'm gonna do that. So here is our silver leaf that we put through the stencil, and then we rolled some black through the stencil, lifted the stencil up, and then picked it up with like a blue, like two different blues. So that the leaf is attached. So it stays in place once it's caught on the paint. If you had time, you could really like fill in the stencil fully, but I didn't have the patience for that. Thanks, Rhonda. Thanks, Dar. I wonder if we could put an alien plant over in this corner here. Would that be too weird? It's a little weird. I don't know what color we would do. I think we'll just leave that as that for now. Is this one ready? So the long haul is almost ready, but not quite. So let's stamp those. We're going to stamp these. Let's get, let me get like some brayer off paper that we can stamp it onto. Let's roll. Make it interesting. I'm just going to have it in my little paper drawer. And if I have just maybe some brayer offs, that might look cool with those stamps. Interesting. Cool. There's a handful. Okay. So let's do. So that's our number one. We've got some papers here. And I think this would look cool with the dragon eye stencil on it. So let's do that. Do that like that. So let's get some, let's do black. Let me move up a bit so I'm in frame. Hi, Kristen. Kristen says Janet Zentangles in white or bronze pan would look pretty on that one. Yeah, on the fragmented glass. I think so. I think on this stencil here. I don't know where I put the actual stencil. Oh, it's in the sink. It's getting clean. So let's run the little burner. we'll do is load the stamp up like this. And also like this. Make sure I got everything. There we go. I think that's everything. Let's just do that. Now this is the stamp I designed, but this is the larger size, so it's not available in this size. So there we go. We got a double dragon eye, double D. This is the snake for the year of the snake. And let's just do a few more here. If we go like that. So if you have like a foam pad that you can stamp on top of, it does give you a little bit more squishiness. Thanks, Dar. And then this is actually the size that it's available in. So this is the smaller size. This one, I think I said is 2.5 by 1 and something, right? I didn't want to get any paint on my foam. So that would look cool with like a glaze over top or even just black and white. So I'm going to wipe those. I'll wash those in the sink in a minute. Let's do one of Sophia's stamps on this paper, multicolored paper. Let's put a bit more black. You guys all with the tour? Everybody's hanging in there? We lost a few, but that's okay. I appreciate any watch time at all, that you guys come and hang out as you're able. Okay, let's see. Hanging. So that looks good. I like that. Again, that's Sophia's stamp. Let's do the other one designed by, oh, sorry, I didn't show that very well. Forget the camera's over on this side. There it is. Okay, and let's do this one. We haven't done this one yet. If we do it this way, I'll just do it upside down maybe. Okay, try that. And then we could fussy cut them out if we want. Thanks, Colleen. That background's from some sort of jelly print stream or jelly printing session. I don't know how it happened. There, I like that. Look at that. I like the colors behind there. So let's do one of these. Again, I'm going to wipe that or wrap it to keep it moist. And then where was that big, yeah, this one. This one here. Let's do that over on this side. Maybe do a couple. I think this is getting to add a bit more black. Hi, Ellen. Colleen, did I say hi to you? I see you there. I don't know if I said hi. And we can start, kind of prime it a little bit directly on here. And this one is the, oh, what's it called? Fronds? No, Branching Out by Fran. Sophia says she used these flower stamps in her wild book for the January Are You Book Enough challenge. Lots of fussy cutting, but fab in different colorways. Totally. Let me put a piece of paper under here. And I'm going to do, I like what's happening on here. I don't want to take off. I think that would be fun to pick up. Okay, look at that. So once that's dry, I was a bit heavy-handed with the paint on that one. But once that's dry, you could cut that out as a strip, or you could fussy cut it. These you could fussy cut, or you could just cut like the square. I know when Patricia used them, she did a lot of coloring inside, which looked neat. Let's let that dry and we'll pick it up. Let's see what else. I brought out a bunch of different papers. Let's see if our long haul's ready. Our mid haul. I think it is. Let's move this out of the way for a second. We haven't used the dot one yet, have we? We haven't used, yeah, maybe we'll save that for when we use the fish. Just gonna, Patricia talks about cracking the edges, which I don't do very often. It's where you push down on the edge to try to release the paint so that all the paint comes off. Let's try that. So here is our, I wouldn't call it a long haul, I'd call it a mid haul. Now there was a bit of blue crusty bits left on the plate, which picked up very nicely. So that's the Venetian Abstract. So if you look carefully, you can see the copper that was underneath the whole stencil, but then you see the hints of the Naples yellow, the black, the quinacridone, nickel azo gold, which is like that yellowy color. I'm trying to get under here. So I'm very happy with that. I think it looks pretty good. It's, again, in real life, it's more aqua green. On the camera, on my iPad there, it looks more like a baby blue, but it's really more of an aqua. So I will, I'll post a picture of this or maybe make this the thumbnail. And again, I don't know what I plan to do with that, but I did know I wanted to play with it. So that was the final print, and then the mid prints of that one was, that was with the quinacridone nickel azo. That was the copper and the black to start off. That was the Naples yellow. And then this was the cleanup sheet. And this was the stencil, which is this Venetian Abstract, 8x10. Available at pmartiststudio.com. Rhonda says, if you do more with foil, the snake eye would look great with it. Yeah, it would. And then this was the fractured glass print we did using the silver leafing. And that stencil is at the sink right now, but it basically is like this one, except this is the 8x10 size, but I only did half of it. So you could see, you could layer the 5x7 on top of it, and that would give you like, you could layer, oh, I should do that maybe, layer the 5x7 on top of the, oh, I'm causing a focusing issue. So you could layer the two sizes and get some cool geometric shapes. Thanks, Becky. All right, so do you guys want to do that? Do you want to layer the 5x7 and the 8x10? Or do you want to use the Orbital Bliss stencil? Or should we use the Orbital Bliss another time when we use these deep dive fish? I'm tempted to do that, to use the Orbital Bliss when we use the deep dive fish. I think we'll do that together. Let's. So that's what we did with the gold leaf. So that we did the gold leaf background for this one. And this was the silver leaf with the fractured glass. And I think if you had more time, I think that would be a really cool effect with the stencil, because it's very broken glass look. Or Colleen wants to see the orbit. Okay, we could do the orbit. I can always layer that another day. And then I'll fussy cut out some of these stamps. Let me go grab, let me go put these stamps in the sink. So I'm gonna wash them after the stream. Just gotta do one cup. You guys hear me or not? Face down. Roll this up. Oh, the baby wipes in there. That's so cool on the baby wipe though, the stamps. Okay, I'll just grab this. So this was the other stencil that, if you missed the beginning of that blueprint, that's what we used. And I was talking about how, like, if you combine these, you might get some interesting patterns. Thanks, Dar. You're a blue fiend though, right? You love your blue. Then that's the baby wipe. So that would be a cool thing. You can use foam stamps on material, right? So baby wipe is like a form of material, form of fabric. Okay, just gonna wipe my hands. And we got about half an hour left. Thanks, Lisa. The foil did turn out nice. It is a bit of a commitment because now I'm going to have to wash. Well, this braid doesn't look too bad, but that's the braid I used with the foil. It's not too bumpy. If you wipe it right away with the baby wipe, it's not so bad. Okay. No, I don't have anything. Oh yeah, I have this I want to pull. Let's take that off. Put those together so we can show them after. And that was the example that I showed using the leafing. And where did the orbital? Holly wants us to do the orbital bliss. So let's do the orbital bliss. This is I think a Brad design. Do you guys want me to do like a mini haul like we did with the Venetian Abstract? Although I think what we should do is I think we should do layers. Let's do lots of layers. What we can do is we could use something that we have, like one of these brayer rods. We could use that as the base. So let's do some layers. So let's use a dark purple. Use some purples and some blues. A mini haul. So a long haul is when you do layers and layers and layers over the same stencil, causing like you get different prints, interim prints. So I would call this not a long haul because I only did like 4 or 5 layers. So a long haul is like 15, 20 layers. So this one I started with a base layer and then I did with this print, with this stencil. And then I did a Naples yellow, a black, started with the copper. And then, so I started with the copper, did the black, picked it up. Then I did the Naples yellow, picked it up. And then I did a quinacridone gold, picked it up. So that's kind of that's what I call a mini haul. It's not a long haul. So if you watch back the part where I did the initial stages, that's what I mean by a mini haul. I know it's not super clear, but you have to kind of watch it back to make it make sense. All right, let's do some dots. So we're going to start just with some purple. And I'm going to just use this to brayer off. We'll do a few layers on that and then we'll pick it up. Let's do this. Move over a smidge. And this already has color from like another print. Hi, Paula. Yes, it gives you, it's a bit more complicated than that, Kathy. It gives you many little outlines. Paula, I have your, some of your fish stencils that we're going to use. Maybe not today, but we will use them. I'm trying to get all the little puckers. Puckers with a P. Keep it clean, folks. Yeah, Kathy, if you go back to the beginning, you can follow along. So that's cool. I like that. I like it on the ombre. I don't even want to add more layers to that. I think it's cool just as is. So then we can do a few different things. What if we use the blue? Just use this primary cyan from Amsterdam and we use it over the stencil and then we'll do a flop off onto this green sheet here. Maybe let's do more of an ombre. We'll do this light violet and the blue. Oh dear. And I'm just wiping that on that other the other jelly plate that I had the leftover stamps on. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to flop it. Let's do a two-way flop. We'll flop the blue and purple on here, and then we'll sandwich it with this yellow on the on there and see if we pick up any of the purple that was on the backside. See if we get a 2-for-1 flop off. So there's the flop off 1. And then this is the flop off 2. So that did work. We got a double flop off. And then I think we could add more layers onto this one. So here we're going to let that dry, and then we'll pick it up with another color. You think so, Rhonda? A double flop off? So the purple turns more of a brown because it's on the yellow, which is the complementary color. So that reminds me, in the scavenger hunt, one of the prompts is complementary colors. So perhaps I can use this in my scavenger hunt book, because you can see the purpley color, like sort of that violet one. Then the where it was purple turned brown, and it got the yellow. Is that cheating? Can we use that in our scavenger hunt journal? I think we shall. I think we can. I think we shall. Hopefully next week I'll have some work that I've done to show you guys in that journal. But like I said, I haven't been arting this last couple of weeks. So we're gonna let that dry and pick it up with something. A spot dropped on there. Let's put that in our pile of to show, and let's grab this up. This was the one that had the stamping left over that I used to just brayer off the colors when we were doing the orbital bliss. So now it's dry and we can pick it up with, so I've got purple and I've got like the teal color. I'm thinking, let's pick it up with this one, with the blue-green iridescent. It's not going to be everywhere. There's going to just be a few spots where the iridescent's going to show through. That's right, Paula. Use it or lose it. I hate wasting product. So if I invented the double flop off to save product, I am happy to hear it. I am proud to be Canadian. We won't talk about that though. All right. So today's been all about just making painty papers with no reason. And then you have stuff to choose from when you're maybe working on a collage or making a card. Hi, Messy Diane. I just looked up and saw your pretty little puckers comment. I'm going to have to reposition this gel plate because I can feel the bubble that I left underneath when I lifted it up to crinkle that. Okay, so we'll let that dry. This here, we're going to want that purple to look purple. Right now it looks brown because my gel plate is yellow, so which is the complementary color of purple. So that's why those look brown. But if I pick it up with the right color, that will look purple again. So I'm thinking this would be cool if I pick it up with this pink, the blue green, the the violet blue iridescent. But it's still wet. It's very thick, so we need to let that dry. So what do we do in the meantime, people? Well, that's already dry. Well, not quite, just about. The Devon double. As long as it's not a double D. No. Lisa's saying no. What are you saying no to? So we got that. We got these. I could even use crayons to color these all different colors. Let's fussy cut a little bit while we're waiting for that to dry. Just going to do this for a second. Maybe we won't even fussy cut. Maybe we'll make like a medallion. I got to move this out of the way. We're going to use this to pick that one up. Got that. This I feel like, should we fussy cut this one? Yeah, let's fussy cut this one. Do this. And then this one I'll use my trimmer. Let me just go use my trimmer. Oh, I got paper falling. Craft a ledge. This paper that I am cutting though, it's very wrinkly. This might make a good like belly band or bookmark. Or we could attach that together. I like that. We could actually fussy cut or just kind of join it. Not even fully fussy cut, just kind of fussy cut the bottom. And then we can do that. That's cool. And this one. So even if you have like a brayer off that you're like, oh, that's not very, like there's nothing to it, you add layers or you add stamping to it and then it transforms it. Someone was asking today in Dede's what a glue book is. And I think a glue book is different things to different people. To me, when I hear glue book, I think of Nicole Relax.cut.glue, where she just straight up glues images, usually kind of random images all together. But I did a magazine glue book where I added paint and can add words. So a glue book, I guess, is a no stress place to collage things, to add things together. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your take on a glue book? Hi, Belinda. Oh, hi, lovely. Thank you. That's very sweet. Thanks for coming and thank you for the lovely super chat. I like that the sticker he's doing the dab. That's funny. He's a little fox or a little cat. I like foxes. That's very sweet, lovely. Thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, so here we have an alien garden. Like I thought I could just continue that and I could make it black. And then what Patricia does is she'll add clear gesso on top of her gel print sometimes. And then it's a good surface to use colored pencils. So she'll change the color of that. I just like it as is, but just to give you options. Opciones. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to clap my. Got those. These, I don't know what I would do. That might be a good, like an ATC background. That might be good for an ATC. All right. That one's still wet. Oh my gosh, I put so much paint on there. Let's pull this one up. So this was just what we had left over on our gel plate after using it to be a stamp palette. So we've got those little branchy things, those alien branchies, some of the Year of the Snake Dragon Eye. Kristen says she considers a glue book as the simplest no rules collage image collection journal. And Kathy says is where you glue paper things down on the pages. Example, magazine pages and painty papers. Yeah. A lot of people are commenting they enjoy NicoleRelax.cut.glue. I like how she says, welcome to Nicole.relax.cut.glue. So you could cut these out or you could just leave it in one piece. You could rip it up. I could see Dede using this. She could rip it up and use it in a collage. So maybe I'll send that one to Dede and she can use it in a collage. Put that in my Dede mail section. Wow, this is not drying, people. Let me fan. I'm going to go off camera and fan it a bit, like with like a paper. I don't want to. Let's do that for a second. Let's fan it. I don't want to make you guys dizzy though. While I'm fanning that, next week we're going to be doing our Galentine's party. So I'm going to be making some snarky Galentines to give away. So I hope you guys can all join me for that. It's usually a fun time. We did it last year. And I'll post, I'm not sure what to use in the thumbnail, but we'll figure it out. There we go. I think that's okay. I think it's good enough now. All right, so we're going to use the this one for pickup. So the reason I want it to dry is because if it's not dry, two things happen. Is one, the brayer will pick up the wet paint. So you'll have missing spots. Two, the wet paint can move around and smudge, and then you don't have your clear print anymore. If you're wondering why I like to let, well, not I like to, people let layers dry in between. That is why. And I didn't have my paper ready. Give it a good rub. Good night, Paula. Sleep well. And at some point, I'm going to experiment with a different streaming software. I stream from my phone, so I'm limited on the streaming softwares I can use. So I'm thinking of trying a different one. I don't know if I'll get to it next week. I would probably want to do a test run to see. I don't know if I can schedule with it and to see how clear it is, because I don't find that the free version of StreamYard is very good resolution. Oh, you're still here, Polly. I thought you said your eyes were closing. All right, so while that's drying, we'll do a review and then we'll pull this and that should be time. All right, so we've got, we just showed this one that's left over from stamping. These are Sophia's stamps that we did. Filigree, what's it called? Floral Filigree set 2. There's also a set 1. So check those out. And then we have this one, which is by Fran, and it is called Branching Out. So these are stamps and stencils available at PM Artist Studio. And they don't do percentages off, I think now. They do points. They have a point system. Kathy, I'm going to try Prism, I think. And then this is my stamp, the what's it called? Year of the Dragon. I used my Dragon Eye stencil to as inspiration, and then I put a snake in the pupil. So this bigger size is not available. That's just a sample that Mariah sent me. The actual size that if you purchase it on the website is this size here, which is 2.5. It's kind of a good ATC size. It's about 2.5 by 1.5, and I had used it to make a stamp on a hand. So I did a hand outline for a swap, and I put the stamp of the dragon eye in the middle of the hand. So it's pretty good size for that. So that basically it's the size of your palm, if you want, like if the numbers don't mean anything. And then this was the gold leaf foil that we used on the gel plate, and we rolled it to crack it. And then we did pick up with a red colored acrylic paint. And then I used Sophia's stamp on top, but I had to double stamp it because I didn't have enough stamp on it. I didn't have enough ink paint on it. And then this was the silver leaf that we used through my stencil design from, I think it was from January, December, I can't remember, called Fragmented Glass. So we did it, I just did part of it because I didn't want to spend that much time. I could have done it on this smaller one, would have been good too. So that's that, and picked up with glue. And then we use which I've shown already a few times, so I won't go into too much detail. We use the Venetian Abstract. The Venetian Abstract stencil to get a few different prints. This was a clean, like a flop off and a rub off. We'll do a glaze on that at some point. That was the final print. That's the stencil. Venetian Abstract. That was one of the interim prints. I think that's my favorite one. And then that was one of the interim prints. And then we use this Orbital Bliss stencil. This is a 9x12 stencil. And we picked it up on an already ombre background we used purple. And then this was the double, where's the other one? The double flop off. Where's the other one of that? Rhonda, where did I put it? I can't find I put it, it's gonna go in my, that's what it is. I put it aside to put it in my scavenger hunt journal. So we did a double flop off, cleaning off the stencil. So that was like 3 prints with 1 stencil color. The double Devon, as Messy Diane calls it. Now that's an old print. Thanks, Linda. The dots are cool. And then this is the one we just did. So we had purple on there, which looked brown because of my yellow plate. We did an ombre for the bubbles. And then we picked it up with the PBO Iridescent Violet Blue. And that, super fun. So the background's very dendritic because it was a fresh stencil that I put purple on the gel plate. I put the stencil down. We did some pull up and stuff. And then when I took the stencil off, some of the purple was stuck on the stencil because it's a new stencil. So each time you use the stencil without cleaning it, you will get less of that sort of dendritic kind of leftover. So that was this part, right? So next time I use the stencil, if I don't clean it, it's the paint's not going to stick quite as much to it, if that makes sense. But we got some cool little puckers there. How the purple, when I put it through the, like picked up the paint through the stencil, we got this kind of puckering, which gives it kind of a 3D look, doesn't it? And I think that's going to look cool when we do something with Paula's deep dive fish. I could see them like doing a print of this, maybe in a contrasting color, and then cutting it out and then just putting it on top of here. I think that would be kind of cool. So that's the Orbital Bliss, and then that's Paula Keene's deep dive fish, which we didn't use today, but that's the 9x12. So you have smaller fish, and then on the 5x7, you have 3 larger fish. Sorry, I don't think you can see that very well. Like that. So maybe like a dark blue. I don't know, maybe white. I can't decide, but maybe we can work on that next week before we do our Galentines. I don't think we'll have time though. Like snarky Galentine Day does take up a lot of time because it's usually a giveaway. So I'll have to put this in the to be completed section. So that, I think, do you guys have any questions or any additional comments, concerns, ideas, thoughts, musings? Hi, Jolu. So that was this one. I think that's pretty cool. And that was this one. Maybe my thumbnail this week will be like a crazy multiple, just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of stuff on my desk. I should cut that down though. So yeah. What do I do with all my prints? So some of them end up in Happy Mail, some of them end up in journals. Some of them that are kind of like complete prints on their own, I put them in like my good drawer, and I pet them and I covet them, or I'll put them up on, my shelf or something. But usually they end up in journals, or part of collage or like a background. But yeah, a lot of them just get filed, and like this would make a good journal cover, I think. Like if I did a Venetian journal or a Europe journal or something, that would make a good cover. So some people use their gel prints to like cover boxes. Oh, my headphones just stopped. Lots of different things. So does that answer your question, Hermie? I'll make cards. I'll make a card. Yeah, I do lots of different things with my gel prints. Octopus tentacle. Yes, it does look like an octopus tentacle. True, true. All right. Well, thanks so much for sticking it out and hanging out with me, guys. I really had fun being back. I plan to be here next week, and we'll have a little Galentine's party, make some snarky cards for giveaways. And yeah, so have a great, great week, and we'll see you around the interwebs. Bye-bye. Oh, and thanks to my mods for helping out too. Okay, bye.